Yo! And welcome to this brand new series where we are covering some of the top builders building towards base batches 003. Today we are graced with Matteo, the founder of BaseMate, as he uncovers and goes into what he's building and why on base. So without any further ado, Matteo, introduce yourself and tell us what it is that you are building.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Base Junkie. So my name is Matteo, and I'm building BaseMate. BaseMate is an agent that unlocks discovery of communities. The concept is simple, where you just add BaseMate to your group, and it reads for intent and will invite users to new communities. So if you're in a group and you're talking about, say, hey, what is everyone trading today? What should I get into? BaseMate will detect that word trading, or it reads the entire context of the message and will match it to other communities or groups, and use an algorithm for activity to make sure you're joining a group that's active. So it's really there to power discovery.
I mean, I love that, like powering discovery. And is this exclusively on the Base app, or where can people use this?
Yeah, it's just on Base app. So if you go into any group chat on Base app, there's a little button called Add Member, and just click Add Member, search for BaseMate, add them to your group. And that's it.
Okay, so all right, so we've seen with some agents, like you can talk to the agent, and you have the conversation in the group chat. But with BaseMate, you're not talking to the agent. It's passively listening and absorbing intent, and then recommending you to other group chats. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's exactly it. It kind of creates that network effect of you're opening up your group for your community to be discovered, and then allows people to be invited to your group, and then people in your group can get invited to other groups. So you basically join the network. I kind of built it with like the concept of I don't want users to go to another agent or another app to do all these things. It's all on Base App chats. You just add the agent to the group. So there's no new habits that have to be built. All you do is add BaseMate to the group, and you just chat like you're already chatting. You don't have to have new conversations. You're already having the conversations, and BaseMate will send you invites.
Fantastic. I mean, wow, like that's really interesting, because so you're not changing people's habits. They can continue to spend time in the group chats that they want to, and just by adding BaseMate to the group chat, it detects all the conversations that are on similar topics, and then it recommends you to those as well. I mean, how does it tell you what other groups to join?
Yeah, so there's a inline actions, which is like it's an XMTP thing. So based on XMTP, one of the tools that they provide is an inline action. And so when it detects intent in a group, it knows, you're already initialized with the agent because you send it a message. The agent will send a DM to you privately, because every user could be talking about something different. Doesn't spam groups, doesn't send any messages in the groups. So it just has a database of all the groups it's in. There's tags set. AI generates its own tags. Plus, if you're a community leader, I have a mini app, and you can go to the mini app and set your own tags. So on the mini app, and then you can boost your discovery. So part of setting tags for your community is also getting boost, like a discovery boost, because the algorithm tracks activity, it tracks new members joining the group, and it tracks the boost. So there's like a little algorithm I put together, and the boosts are $5, and will allow you to assign more tags to your group and give you a boosted score that lasts permanently on like a little drawdown effect.
Interesting. And is BaseMate a mini app as well as like do people need to download the mini? Well, do people need to go through the mini app to add the BaseMate to the chat, or is it a like can they add it directly inside their chat, add member, or through the mini app?
Yeah, it's directly inside the chat. Like I didn't want to, the mini app is secondary, and like only community leaders, like if you have a group that you want to grow, you can go there and set tags and boost discovery. But it almost feels like it's a native build into base app, because the group chats were built by base app. I didn't build the group chats. I just built the agent that goes in. and unlocks discovery.
Now, in terms of like solving problems, what was it I mean, like, what was it that made you realize that this was a problem that needed to be solved?
Yeah, there's two pieces with that. So like after, I built Rocky for Basecamp, and I built Basemate was used also by the base events team at DevConnect for like onboarding all of the attendees. And we had like over 1,700 users onboarded at DevConnect. And part of what happened was the group chats got super active, and there was so much activity, people joining new groups, because it was still suggesting groups at that time based on keywords, not intent. Because like people would ask like, hey, what time is Jesse speaking at the base panel? And the agent would send them, here's what time he's speaking. There's also a group for base, but it's way different than what it does now. But after the event ended, the communities died down. There wasn't as much activity in groups. So I was trying to think like, how do I create that network where people can find new groups, right? If the groups are all related to an event, the event ends, those groups are dead. But like if we onboard 2,000 people at an event, those people could actually discover new community groups now. So it's kind of like how do we keep it going rather than people jump into Base App and they don't really know what to do or where to go. They don't have the community. Now they do.
Honestly, I think that solves a big issue that companies base and most developers have with like user retention, because exactly as you said, I mean, I have a skeleton, like a graveyard of group chats for specific events, and when it's there, hey, where are you, let's link up, kind of conversations. But then when it's over, when we're all gone our separate ways, then it's just a memory. But to actually like build on those events and build on those groups that and then like of similar minded people and similar interests, and say, hey, by the way, this other thing might be interesting to you, because in this group chat you were talking about lots of AI stuff, you were talking about NFTs, this is here's a community that of like-minded people.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of like traction, I mean, you kind of touched on that a moment ago, but like, what sort of traction have you, or like progress have you made so far with Basemates?
So the way that it works with like on Base App with XMTP is that I track conversations. So a conversation, a user can only have one Base App account. So there's 15,500 plus conversations that includes users plus group chats. So the number is probably higher of total people that the agent has access to. But there's 15,000 conversations, and so like in a DM there can only be one, and then group chats have many users. So because there's many in a group, like a group chat could have 150, 200 people. The number might actually be higher, but it's around 15,500 wallet addresses or users that are initialized with the agent.
I mean, I think after the Basecamp, the fact that you're using it for DevConnect, there's some great use cases for what you're building, and to hear that you've already got like thousands of users. I mean, are those thousands of people within the group chats, or yeah, that's the number.
Yeah. So like there's certain things that I'm working on, like soon once I get this down, because I'm building some new features, like one of them is actually like like the traditional old school marketing thing where you could send an email out to a bunch of people at once. Like you could actually do that through an agent to send out an invite to your group. So I built a tool where I could essentially broadcast a group invite to the entire network. I just have to build in like the consent and opt-in mechanics for that. Somewhat everyone's opted in because they've either sent a message to Basemate or engaged in a chat with Basemate. In a group with Basemate. So I just have to, I'm working out, tinkering with it, trying to perfect that. But if you could, like, on your launch day, build a community and then send an email, or not email, send a blast out through the agent to 15,500 plus users or conversations, you could fill up a group in a day.
That's actually a really good point. I mean, if people are starting new projects and you're speaking directly to people that have shown intent, on that specific topic. You know, it's not a cold call email. It's not a hit and hope. It's a, hey, of the 15,000, these 600 people are talking about cute little NFTs. You're launching an NFT project. You know, do you want to send a suggestion to them? Like, hey, by the way, give us a look.
Yeah. And that's actually a great idea. I have thought about it a little bit, but it's right now I'm setting group tags. That's like going a step further and setting user tags. So every user, based on what they're talking about, also gets tags. And then you're essentially matchmaking. And you could go person to person, one-on-one. You can go, I've been thinking about bringing it into its own messaging app as well. Like if I do get into base batches, like part of my mission would be to, not only grow it in there, but I think that having a messaging app that's powered by Discovery, because there are no messaging apps where you can really discover communities. Like it's all gate kept, everything's private. If you go on WhatsApp, you need to know someone. If you go on Telegram, you need that invite link. Messaging is, inherently kind of gate kept, and like you can't get into the good alpha groups. You can't find them unless you know the right person, and no one really knows where to look. So to try and build like messaging as like just unlocking discovery and messaging is a huge idea.
Man, I'm getting excited even just like hearing about the steps ahead. Now, last question. So why should Basemates be selected for Base Batches 3?
I want Base App to be the place where I can hang out with my friends. I'm like on Base App group chats. Like right now I hang out with friends on Telegram or WhatsApp or other group chats, but those aren't crypto native powered by XMTP where my username is a wallet and I can engage with the agents and I can play with the mini apps. And you have to go from one place to another. Everything should be in there. And I want to make Base App the place where I can just chill and hang out with friends. So that's my personal reason. Yeah, and I think with Base's help, I think we can definitely do that.
I love it, man. I love it, Matteo. Well, listen, I want to say a big thank you to you for your time. Any calls to action before we put a nice ribbon on this?
Yeah, just if you're on Base App, start a group chat, add Basemate to it, add some friends, and you'll start getting some invites.
Fantastic. Well, Matteo, I want to say a big thank you to you for your time. Good luck with Base Batches 3, and I'll catch you on a future show.
Thank you. And thank you for having me.
All right. Peace out, everyone.
Awesome.
Stay based.
I'm a baseline junkie. I'm a baseline junkie. I'm a baseline junkie.